In this video, I'm going to share 5 tips to find the right real estate agent to buy your first property and which ones to completely avoid. Because trust me, if you end up with the wrong agent, it will cost you tens of thousands of dollars. And we're getting started right now. Hey everyone, Fawad Nissari here with eXp Realty, and welcome to the third part series on how to buy your first property here in Canada in 2023. If this is your first time on this channel, looking to get some insight about Canadian real estate market, well, you're in the right place. I create weekly educational content related to Canadian real estate, market updates, interest rate changes, and everything about buying and selling real estate. If you're into this kind of content, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as we upload our next video. All right, let's talk about real estate agents. It's no secret that virtually every market in Canada is saturated with licensed realtors. So deciding on who to use can be very tricky. We have over 82,000 licensed real estate agents in Ontario. And by the way, this is stats from 6 months ago. I'm pretty sure it's over 82,000. It's probably close to 100,000. Anyway, moving on the video. Over 60,000 in the Greater Toronto area. So how do you find the real estate agent that's right for you? Well, let me give you some stats to start off. Out of 82,000 realtors, 22,000 did not sell a single home last year. 41,000 realtors sold between 1 to 5 homes last year. These are typical part-time agents out there who will sell you anything and will give you cash back or whatever else you want as long as you work with them, because frankly speaking, that commission is icing on the cake since they already have a full-time job. So if you're looking to get some kind of cash back, work with a part-time agent. 13,000 agents sold between 7 to 10 homes last year. About 3,000 agents sold between 11 to 24 homes. And 2.4% out of 82,000 agents sold between 25 and 50 homes. Shameless plug, I fall into this category. Now the top 1% of agents sold between 50 to 100 homes. These are the agents with big team. So be very, very careful if you decide to work with a big team. Chances are you might end up with a newbie on the big team. Okay, now that you have some perspective in terms of numbers, let's talk about 5 tips to choose the right real estate agent for you. Number 1, experience working with first-time home buyers. Now, there's so many things you need to know when you buy your first property. It's your agent's job to help you educate you on the process and answer questions that you haven't even thought about asking. The best real estate agents for first-time home buyers take the time to answer all your questions. They don't use confusing words or jargons, and they don't make you feel bad about your budget. They remember what it's like to be first-time home buyers because they help people like you every day. Number 2, attentive and excellent listening skills. Now, first-time home buyers typically have a lot of questions and they tend to take longer on their home search than those who bought and sold before. Their needs and wants could change mid-search and it could get overwhelming for them. But a good agent who understands the process well will help them through this phase and manage those emotions. Number 3, professional network connections. Now, first-time home buyers need a good mortgage broker, a good lawyer, a good property inspector, and like real estate agents, the quality of these services or these professionals can vary from best to worst. A good agent would have great partnership with these professionals to help you secure a good mortgage, a good lawyer for closing to make sure there are no liens and back taxes, and a good property inspector to inspect the property to make sure there's nothing wrong with the house to avoid any hefty costs once you move in. Number 4, a realtor who's an awesome communicator. Now that's very, very crucial, and it's often the biggest factor that determines the kind of home buying experience you'll have. The best agents respond quickly and effectively and use various types of communication style based on client's need. Everybody like texting, calling, or email, whatever you as a first-time home buyer prefers. That's what I do. Whenever I meet with my first-time home buyer clients, I sit down, I'm like, well, how do you like to be communicated? Like, I don't know, just text me, call me. I'm like, no, I want to know exactly what you prefer. Do you want text message? Do you want phone call? Do you want email? Do you want Zoom call? What do you want to do? So I understand what style that I need to get used to when it comes to that specific client, because everyone is different. Anyway, moving on. Number 5, someone with a great reputation. Now, there are over 80,000 realtors in Ontario, so searching for reviews on Google and Facebook and actually reading through the reviews will help you a lot in finding how their past clients' experiences have been. Also check their social media like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to see what they post. Do they actually provide value to their audience? Do they have social proof helping buyers? Do you resonate with them? And then schedule an appointment and interview 2 to 3 agents. Now, I promised at the beginning of this video that I would give you a list of agents to avoid, and here they are. Number one, part-time agents. You see, real estate moves very, very fast, and sometimes within hours. And if you want to see a property, let's say at 1 p.m., but they cannot show you until 6 because they're working, well, you just open yourself to competing with other buyers, because by the time you went and saw that property at 6 o'clock, several other buyers saw the same property. And now you're in competition with the other buyers. Also, if someone is doing this part-time, to be honest, and not 100% committed to this as a full-time career, how could you trust them with the biggest purchase of your lifetime? Because they don't do this full-time, meaning they don't go to conferences, they don't take courses, they don't have even a lot of clients. I'm passionate about this topic because when I got my license, I tried to do this part-time for a couple of months, and I just couldn't see myself, playing with somebody's money and emotion and their biggest investment doing this part-time. So I worked for a government, province of Ontario, and I went and I resigned. I said, I'm putting my job to do real estate. Everyone laughed, like, why are you doing that? You have a guaranteed pension. Because I didn't see that it was fair to people that I was going to be working with. Working with their biggest investment, and I'm doing this part-time, so I couldn't do that. That's why I quit my job, and I said, no, I'm going to go all in and do full-time. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. Moving on. Number two, do not work with the listing agent. They're not interested in finding you the right property. They're interested in selling you that specific property they listed. So they do not have the best interest in mind for you. Don't fall victim to thinking, oh, they're going to reduce their commission, they're going to give us 1% cash back, and okay, sure, $7,000 to $10,000, $15,000 a year save, but you won't realize that you just overpaid $50,000 for a property that possibly is a wrong property for you. I've heard horror stories that buyers went in and bought a property from the listing agent and they got a cashback, so they're all happy. Next thing you see, 6 months later, they're like, well, we didn't even notice much. There's hydro poles in our backyard. And what do you think is going to happen next time when I have to sell their property? That property is going to sell for at least $100,000 less than the neighbor across the street from them, because this one is backing onto the hydro poles. Number three, if you look for listings on a regular basis and send it to your agent instead of the other way around, then what's the point of working with them? They're either too busy or you're not their priority. And lastly, market knowledge. They could have all the right intentions for you and your family. If they're not familiar with the market conditions like interest rate, inflation, job report, job openings, and the economy as a whole, they're really out of touch and won't be able to give you sound advice. So you got to be really, really careful when it comes to choosing the right agent. Anyway, I hope these pointers can give you some clarity on to find the right real estate agent or broker who actually cares about you than their commission. If you have any questions about this video, or you would like to schedule a call with me to interview me, please click on the link below to schedule a call, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions for you. If you got any value out of this video, please smash that like button so more people like you can watch these kind of videos. And on the next one, I'm going to talk about how to find the right property, the steps you need to take, your wants and your needs, and so on. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.